Good evening. How we doing?
Jim, was that about as much as you could expect from your season opener?
Yeah, I mean, obviously for the first game of the year, there's a lot of things you're not sure of going into it, but I think the most telling statistic for us that you're really proud of in going into the first game is that you have 2 penalties, for 10 yards. And one of them was mine because I screwed him up with the formation. So, and the other one, our guys thought they jumped, so they tried to touch him. So to play that type of disciplined football, I thought was big. We also had created 2 turnovers, and not only did we create 2 turnovers, we talk about response after the turnovers, and to turn those 2 turnovers into 14 points was really big for us too. So, it's a good day overall. There's a lot of things we need to do better and that we need to build on, but it's a lot easier when you win than when you lose to make those corrections. So.
Chip, the Rams' D-line is seen as one of the best in the game. They didn't have a ton of plays of big impact tonight. What was the key in neutralizing?
Well, I think our offensive line did a nice job. And, again, we knew going in that was one of the better D-lines in the NFL. Aaron Donald is probably the best inside defensive lineman in this league. And we thought that was going to be a huge deal for us. And I'll give our guys credit, for sustaining. There were some times there in the third quarter where they made some plays and split some gaps on us, and we had some negative yardage plays. But I thought the coaching staff did a really good job of making adjustments and then, turning that into 14 more points for us. But, for the first game against that front, I was, until I see the film, I would say I'm pleased with how the O-line played.
Chip, somebody just tweeted that it was the first shutout in a season opener in 49er history. I don't know if that's true, but whether or not, how about for you just to start your career here with a shutout win over a traditional run?
I think the credit goes it's not me. It goes to our defense and our defensive staff. I think our defensive staff did a great job. And I've thought our defense, we have to go against them, and we've been going against them since April. I thought our defense is pretty good. I think we got a formidable front. Probably one of the best inside linebackers in the game, and Navarro Bowman directing the show back there. I think our safeties, Tart showed up today, Reed showed up today, Bethea, and I think Tremaine Brock and Jimmy Ward did a really good job in the corner. So we felt good about our defense going into this game, but you never know until you get a chance to go out there. So, to hold Gurley, who I think is one of the top backs in the league, to under 50 yards, I think that's a good day for us defensively.
After that first series, you guys pretty much dominated your linemen and your linebackers.
Yeah, they did a very nice job, and it's something for us to build on. So we got a short week here. We got to get ready, and we got a very tough, going against the NFC representative in the Super Bowl in Carolina, at Carolina. So we got to get to work pretty quick here. So.
Chip, you said there were some things you needed to work on. Can you be more specific?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't run the ball very well in the third quarter. We were in a little bit of a rut there. I think we can cover kickoffs a little bit better. Some of those kickoffs got out a little bit farther than we thought. The first 2 that kind of come to mind for me. So those are obviously things we got to work on.
What was your assessment of Blaine's performance tonight?
I thought Blaine did a nice job. There's probably a couple throws like he always wants you want back, but again, I thought he was very efficient with the ball. He did not turn the ball over, did not put the ball in harm's way. I think he kept drives alive with his feet. Threw some real nice balls in some critical situations there when it looked like we weren't getting going. We got going throwing the ball there. I thought Curley played well. The ball he threw to Vance was nice. The 2 sideline throws, one to Torrey and then one to QP was big for us. So, you got a lot of different guys involved in the passing game, and I thought overall did a good job.
Chip, when we last talked to you, Anthony Davis was your starting right guard. What happened since then?
As I looked at it going through, and it was really my decision, and I told AD that we were just going to start Tiller going into this game. We knew that was a pretty formidable front, and we'll continue to grow AD. Again, he's missed a lot of football, when he's coming back, and I'll give him credit, handling it like a professional in terms of, but it was my decision in terms of starting Tiller in this game.
But why didn't he practice on Saturday?
There was just a miscommunication, but he was back on Sunday, and he had a real good Sunday for us, and was good today. So got a chance to get a couple snaps in there at the end.
Chip, there's obviously a report he was thinking of leaving the NFL, retiring again. Is there?
It was just a miscommunication. I had a long talk with Anthony on Saturday, and everything's been ironed out, and he's good to go.
Any more specifics regarding the miscommunication?
It was a miscommunication between myself and Anthony, and we don't have a miscommunication any longer. So.
Couple more?
Hey, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you. I think, again, like we've said since day one, we recognize their right to do it. It's their constitutional right. our president said the same thing, and that's part of what it's like to be an American, that you have the right to choose, and that's what he's choosing to do. So, I think it's a very kind of cut and dry situation, to be honest with you.
Chip in the-
Rick Armstead was pretty much in just third downs in the first quarter,
Mm-hmm.
kind of worked him in more in the second quarter. Is that just working him back in?
Yeah, just trying to work him back in terms of where he is. Obviously, he missed a little bit of time in camp. Was really playing well for us before he got hurt. So it wasn't like we were going to bring him back and throw him in there and give him 65 snaps. We feel like we've got some depth in our defensive line. So to be able to just kind of get him back out there was a positive thing for us. I think he had a sack, right, Armstead? Looking at you, Bob.
Yeah.
Who else would I be looking at? I thought you were looking at the booth. Just there's someone else over there. Check the statistic. I think he had a sack, so it was good to just get Eric's feet underneath him. Obviously, he's going to be an integral part of what we're doing this season, so it was good just to get him back out in the field. And obviously, he produced in the limited amount of snaps that he had. So hopefully, we will continue to add snaps to him as we get him back full.
Chip, in the first half, you guys went twice on fourth down. How much of that was just trying to be the aggressor and set the tone, or was just field position?
Field position mostly. We're not into that aggressor, non-aggressor. I don't think like that. I knew what Phil's distance was. The wind, it's unique, and I've only been in here a short amount of time. Phil gave me a very good education on the wind patterns here as they kind of come off. And if you look at the flags up high, they're blowing real high. But if you look at the ones in the corner, they're not bad. But then when the wind comes in, it hits the other side and starts to swirl and come back. So just Phil's great. And one of the things he'll tell me exactly, and he'll tell me in pregame, because during the game he thinks he can hit every kick. So we have a very calm, rational talk in pregame exactly where do we need to get the ball to, and we're just a little shy of it. So in that situation, just felt like, if we went for it, it was a little better. I didn't want to punt. If you punt, the ball goes in the end zone. You're netting 13 yards or whatever the heck it is. So I didn't think I didn't think very long about making those decisions.
And then on the one, Curley makes a nice catch. Did you expect him to be just as involved, just with the short period of time he's been with the team?
I did, just because day one when he got here, he just kind of kept showing up, and you kind of say to yourself, I thought he was pretty good, and then you just, is it too good to be true? You get a guy, obviously losing Bruce Ellington like that, and knowing that Bruce was out for the year, and be able to, I'll give our personnel department credit for going out and finding a guy like that kind of stepped in seamlessly. I think there was one route today that kind of screwed up on, but for the short time that we had him, for him to be able to kind of pick up everything we did, be our punt returner, be our kickoff returner, and I don't know how many catches he had, but to go out there and contribute like he contributed, key fourth down catch there. I know he had a couple others, so he probably had 4 or 5 on the day, but how many did he have? 7. Huh?
Chip,
Picked
obviously,
a guy up 2 weeks ago and he's got 7 catches. I mean, if we picked him up last week, he probably would have had 10 if we didn't screw him up. So
On the
Last one, guys.
On the first touchdown run Carlos Hyde had,
Yeah.
how well executed was the blocking and obviously the running?
it was both. Again, I thought we did a really good job of blocking it up, but that play takes a little bit of patience. A lot of backs try to rush that, and that's just Carlos. If you watched him, and he kind of leaned and made it look like it was going outside, and got the linebacker to go, and then here came the guard, and here came the backside tight end. So, it's a combination of both. But I thought we got a really good push up front. We're running behind Joe and Zane. They got a good push. Tiller was on the pull, and then the second tight end pulling through. Thought Vance did a really good job on the linebacker, and then Carlos to fit right up inside it. But it's kind of like how you draw it up.
All right.
You did that head. Did you get looked at all by the trainers?
Who's that? I was unaware of that, so maybe you can ask him when you're in there. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.